Hi, welcome. The hope was to do these videos live on Soul Space Studios page, but my internet has been so unstable here at the cabin, more so than normal. And so I'm just going to do a couple of videos today that will be uploaded on the page. So there is one already there that I did Thursday that talks about some of the suggested materials that to have on hand if you are wanting to create your own gratitude journal. Most of the materials, they are repurposed and art supplies that you probably already have. This video will talk a little bit more about gratitude and my journey through gratitude, and that is to help inspire you to tap into your own gratitude, your own appreciation, your own journey to broaden and deepen and expand your path in gratitude. And then the next video will talk about the actual creative process, and I'll show you how I've set everything up here for me and some of the things that I do, keeping it really simple, just really allowing the inner child, the inner 4-year-old, and the inner wise one to have fun, to come out and play as you create. So in this one, I want to talk about gratitude. Now, if you remember in the first video, I did mention this map of consciousness. This one is from the book I Am Worthy by Desiree Mangadog, and I'm sure I've said her name wrong, but there's her name right there. And so it's the map of consciousness. This book, I Am Worthy, is really great, A Journey of Self-Acceptance. It's a beautiful book. Anyways, this map of consciousness is what I was talking about. You can find it all over the internet, and some of them are really very colorful and beautiful. But this is going to serve our purpose. It is by Dr. David Hawkins. And as you look on here, gratitude is nowhere to be found. And, I have been through my experience with gratitude and creating gratitude journals for years. And I was quite certain when I came across this map of consciousness that I would find gratitude on there. And it is not. So I had, done my own study and exploration and found that gratitude will catapult us to love or above. Now, if you can find love on this chart, it's at an energy frequency of 500, and that really is where we want to aim to be. I have days where I'm like, if I could just be at courage, I'm good enough. If I can just step deep into my courage zone, I'm going to be fine. But gratitude actually will raise us above these frequencies on the lower end of the spectrum, up into these areas. And again, I believe that it will catapult us to that frequency of 500 of love or above faster than anything. So you look for that map of consciousness at some point. I think you will find it really interesting. So I was thinking about, I woke up this morning, so let me just kind of backtrack a little bit. I haven't had any chiropractic or massage or acupuncture, and those are the things that have really helped maintain my chronic pain for me. So the last couple of days have been very intense, high pain days. Like I'm going on probably 48 hours now of intense phantom pains, which is so interesting after 20-some years that I still have them, and occasionally they pop up. But this go around has been pretty wild. And I woke up this morning just really feeling into the idea that I have to surrender, that there's just surrendering that goes on. And as I was meditating, the memory came to me of when I was in the hospital, when I had my accident, and I was in isolation, and because I was racked with infection, and I had a dream, and in the dream, I was running my old stomping grounds with the dog that we had at the time, Snickers, and it was wonderful. The dream was wonderful. So if you are a runner, or if you've ever been a runner, you know that runner's high, like when your body is in such rhythm, each step, each contact with the earth, and each breath, and it's just a very beautiful, rhythmic, meditative state. And that's what was happening in this dream. And the dog was running with me, and I was running, this is Las Vegas, I was running down Jones Boulevard. And it was like when I was in high school, that's how the environment was looking at the time. And I woke up from this dream thinking that it was real, and that the idea that I'd lost my legs was the dream. I was like so excited, and my heart was racing, and I had that tingling in my body from the blood pumping from when you have a really good workout, right? And I woke up and it was like, oh, it was all a dream, and I could feel my legs, and I looked down and the sheets were flat, right where my knees and my calves and my feet should be. And I became so angry to realize that the dream was a dream and this was my reality right now, instead of waking up thinking it was the other way. And I went into such anger at that point. And it was early in the morning. The sun hadn't risen yet. And of course, I'm hooked up to everything. I've got my morphine pump, and I am just pushing that morphine pump button and just in this rage. And then realizing that the tingling I'm feeling now is the intense pain from just having my legs amputated. And yeah, so I'm angry. And then the thought came to me that everyone is taking care of my kids. Like, I'm not there taking care of my kids. I'm not running. How dare the world even just go on, right? And there was this whole dialogue that was going in my head, and I was getting more sad and more angry and more enraged. And my room at the hospital, the window was on the east side. I was on the 7th floor at UMC, and the window was on the east side, and it was a slatted mini blinds, right? And they weren't fully open. I mean, yeah, so they weren't fully open, but they weren't fully closed either. And as I'm going through this rage within me, and I can't get up, I can't do anything, right? I'm hooked up to all these machines and, yeah, stuck on this bed and wrapped up and fighting infection. And all of a sudden, the sunlight begins to peer through the slats in the blinds. And that made me angry. I was like really very pissed off that the sun was rising again, another day. And who was going to be with, what mom was going to be with my kids, right? What sister-in-law was going to be with my kids? And I can't be with my kids, and I can't be with my husband, and I'm not able to go to the gym, and I'm not running, and I'm not, all the things that I'm not doing, right? And the sun kept coming in, and it kept rising, and all of a sudden the light hit on the bed where my body parts that are no longer there. And the glow of the light was so incredible, so brilliant. And it was as if it infused me with this grace and this ease and this calm. And I just began to weep, and I thought how grateful I am that there are women out there who are taking care of my kids, that are feeding my family, that I have sister and sister-in-laws who are so supportive and right there and helping my husband and my kids and checking in on me and doing all the things that now I'm not able to do because I'm fighting for my life in the hospital. And it was such an awakening of gratitude that it really flipped my journey to in the hospital and recovery. It totally flipped it. Like it was like I was a new person. So gratitude is that beautiful. And if you can tap into it at a level, at a deeper level than you already are, it will expand and open up as you engage through these crazy times, through these curious times that we are in, and through other things in your life. I had a coach that had told me one time that 5 or more gratitudes will change your life, and I hold to that. I shared that in the last video, and I'm telling you now that if you can have 5 or more gratitudes a day in a consistent manner, that it will be an infusion of beautiful divine light that will shift your perspective on so many things. All right, I wanted to share my story of gratitude. I was really grateful that that memory came today. I encourage you to find that map of consciousness at some point and kind of look at it. And that hopefully you've gathered all your things. I'm going to show you what my living room floor looks like. Hopefully you can see that. So there are some of the things that I have out. And the next video we'll begin doing a little creation. So let's see, is that all I wanted to share with you? Let me check in. Yeah, I think so. I'll see you in the next video.